Hi guys, so I'm back on PoE 1. I'm actually played and I'm continue playing this League Keepers League PoE 3.27. So this is a noob showcase for noob players like me. So this build is Kinetic Blast and mainly I think dependent on Headhunter, and it's actually pretty good on doing rituals. I wouldn't say this build is pretty tough. I have died 733 times, but it wasn't all Kinetic Blast. So this started as a Righteous Fire build, but anyway, here's the thing. It's really good on ritual farming. Uber, I don't think it will be a good matchup because I tried T17 boss maps. It really did not go well. However, you can try on Sanctuary, where the robot stays still. So I don't know. I haven't tried that. But if you're looking for something that you want to farm with and doing ritual farming, this is the build for you. I think it works for me. So how can I say this build is actually good for farming if you need currency? I managed to get to level 98 from 97. This is my first character to get to 98. So I would say this is actually pretty good build. Let me show you how much I got. So I have a 5k chaos here, 5k, so I have 15k, around 17k chaos right now farming, and still have these. I have 2 divines right there. All of it is from ritual at the moment. I started farming essence using this build. Good on toxic sewer map, but I really die. Sometimes essence monsters are really that strong, so I chose ritual instead. And if you're curious, for people who are curious, this is the EHP pool right here, 67k. Although I don't really use the power of sigil, so it has like 55k right here. And other items are just break right now. I don't know. Still need improvement. This amulet, as you see, still need improvement. So just to explain the whole build, this is like a base flat ES energyshield to get this 10k on a chaos inoculation, and int stacking right here of from the amulet and the one. So I'm going to run a map right now, T16, and let you see T17 ritual farming, and then I will explain the whole build. So just a quick suggestion right here that you don't need a 100 quantity map, and these are my Scarabs right here: 2 ritual selectiveness, 2 abundance, and then 1 ritual Scarab wisp. Sometimes I change it with the monstrous lineage, and also sometimes I change it with this blood-filled vessels. So as you can see, eventually some Scarabs with a divine price, divine quality, drops whenever I farm toxic sewer map. So there are things right now I need to explain later. I just wanted to really go with the game here, let you see how I do, how I farm. Oh. Okay, almost done. This is the last ritual. So as you see, Kinetic Blast is very good here because for Kinetic Blast to be effective, you need walls, a lot of walls for it to have more explosion. In this case, Toxic Sewer is really a good map. So that's how I play it on T16. But let me show you this everything. So you want to always go with the corners where there's a lot of colliders. You can know it, there's a collision on that object on the map, not just the corners and the walls. Sometimes there's just, for example, like these statues, some objects on the map right here, as you see. If it's on like the map, I'd say there's a collision on it. You can use that for your net blast. Yeah, I don't really use the power sigil so much. I'm just trying to move around. So I won't get killed. Okay, you see this HP? Monster's pretty tough. I'm going to use my power sigil. That's where I actually really use it. For survival cases, no, I don't really. I just move around. I don't get killed. Staying up on one place, even though it seems your build is really good, doesn't really, this is really a good option. I mean, for my opinion. This kind of gameplay is pretty fun for me. I have been like trying to build around Kinetic Blast, so for a long time, and I'm really happy with this build. Still needs improvement. I'm on my way to farm 300 divines for the last amulet. As you see, T17 is very hard. Like I have, I think I got minus 5k ES right here from the one monster. That's why I only have T16. But hey, if you need to farm, this is the way. Bad news right here. I can't really get a good modifier right here. I don't want to spend all my cares right there. But yeah, I'm going to start this. Really dodge those AoEs. Last one. Okay, this is the last ritual for tier 17 map second run. So for noobs and new players, I'm actually just surviving because of my build. If you ask any like veteran players, they would agree. Headhunter belt is really good for builds with I don't know the term here, but there's always on the build about it being really like a paper, die quick, like a paper build. This is a paper build, regardless of the 60k HP on the build. So let's just try standing here. You see? So that's the limit of this build. I don't think I will finish this 3 here. You know how it goes right here. Okay, guys. First thing you need to know is you see the glowing orbs that explodes like frost bombs from the enemies when they die. You absolutely have to dodge that. On this build, when you step on it, it seems like you don't care, you will instantly die. Also, on this build, you need to keep attacking. Okay, you need to keep attacking for you to gain energy shield. So that's the heal. For people who are wondering how to get this much ES, I expect if you are a player from Blood Magic, so this is how you get this. Uh, on the modifiers, other than the increased energy shield, there should be a good flat ES damage, ES base right there. So as you see here, this has 893. This has 480 base shield damage. I don't know really how they got this. I really not into crafting. So just go to trading right here. Armor for it. As you see here, it's same quality, same modifier at least. 25 right here. For just 45 right there. And 145 right there. So we can see increase the energy shield. So for me, I have 145. Let's say 140. As you see, there's a whole lot difference on the energy shield right here. But if you click this, you will see the good armors for the boots. Warlock boots and gloves. Just search it right here. Even though you don't need to add those increased energy shield modifier on the market, so just search and just click right here, so you can find good ES base right there. That's how you can build a good ES. Again, just find a good high base energy shield on the trade website and you're good to go. My damage comes from mainly amulet and then the wand. Okay, as you see here, there's lightning damage per 10 intelligence, spell damage per 16 intelligence, and the amulet increased damage per 15 intelligence. That is where my main damage comes from. But not just the support gems right here. This is where my main damage. This is where I get my main damage. To explain all of these things, defense for energy shield, you need gloves, boots, armor, body armor, helmet, and then shield. For damage, you need the weapon and the amulet. Okay? Weapon and the amulet. Wand and the amulet. For the rings, I will leave it up to you. Personally, for me, I just jumbled the rings because I was min-maxing stuff. Pause right there. So, again, I missed something. So, why does those modifiers on the wand and the amulet effective? So as you see here, I have a 1k 1120 intelligence. So how do you get this? Other than the intelligence here on the passive skill tree, okay, at least the items you want to have, if you're looking for it, there's a modifier for plus you know, at least 40 to intelligence, okay, and then energy shield, okay. So if I'm going to look for it, to intelligence, to maximum energy shield, and then increase energy shield. As you see here, even my helmet has additional intelligence other than energy shield with the body armor. Again, intelligence, the gloves, the boots, the amulet, it increase intelligence. Also, there's one for also on the wand, at least plus 21 intelligence, the ones you see here. And also on the belt, I have an implicit of increased strength and increased intelligence. So that's how I managed to stack this 1000 intelligence. Next is the map modifier. Okay, so I'm not going to explain all of this to you. You know, the reflect, reduced, maximum rest. So all of these are here. So I'm just going to paste this on the video description down below. But I highly suggest, if you are not going to bother right here, I highly suggest don't have monsters cannot build it from, and don't have the accuracy. Don't ever have this 25% less accuracy. Okay. So guys, I apologize for the video. I'm not going to do it all over again, but I noticed while I was editing that my cursor was gone, and uh didn't see the side of the gear, and I forgot some stuffs to point out. Okay, so I hope this helps, at least this part of the video right here. So how do you actually use this for people who don't know? So just copy it right here, and then go to your stash and go to your maps. It's okay if you don't have a map stash. So for me, you know, toxic sewer. Okay, and then just paste it right here on the highlight icons, the where you can search bar. Oh, so identified. So I will just identify this. Okay. Okay, here you see one is not glowing and one is glowing, are highlighted. Okay, so what it means is, if it's highlighted right here, okay, for example these two, if it's highlighted, the modifiers that you don't want are not existing here. But if it's not highlighted like this, some of the modifiers, as you see, players have 60% less recovery rate. Okay, that's the modifier I don't want, and that's the modifier that is included here when I copy this what call this code, some kind of code, and see you here, this is really selected. So again, if it's not highlighted, means there's a modifier right there that you don't want to be there on your map. Okay, and if it's highlighted, it means your map is pretty safe to run for your build. So that's it for the map. And also, I forgot to point out, I'm using Kinetic Blast of clustering, because Kinetic Blast itself makes me very lag, frame drops everywhere, especially with the Sacred Whips. I was able to optimize it with the Sacred Whips and just Kinetic Blast of clustering. If it's lag for your PC, you can exchange the Sacred Wisp with the increased critical damage support. So that's why I have these two gems here. Sometimes I do some of the changes to just to optimize things. And how does it work? Both Kinetic Blast and clustering works with the Tornado right here, if you're wondering. So it's Spell Slinger, short explanation. If you're doing a one attack skill, the skill that is binded to the Spell Slinger itself will also activate. So as you see, there's a tornado right here. That's a tornado, and I have the tornado right here. Tornado does is just splitting the projectiles, as you see here. Can't really see on the default skin. However, the build is so much fun. I actually bought an MTX this weekend. So as you see here, the Kinetic Blast actually splits into 3 parts. So let's remove this. See if just one. And now if I have Spell Slinger on, it's basically three. These also work for the Kinetic, default Kinetic blast. So, but I really don't know how it works yet because doesn't seem much difference. But there's actually there's actually an effect on this because I noticed that the damage goes faster when there's a tornado for the default Kinetic blast. So that's the things I forgot to tell, stuff to point out, and some errors I made throughout this video. So I hope that helps. Okay, guys. So I'm going to explain here. Uh, so where do I get all of my damages? Just let me set this up. Okay. Okay. So where do I get all? How do I stack my damages? Where do I build it? Other than the amulet and the wand. So right here, two masteries for the wand right here. One attacks fire additional projectile, and then one mastery also intelligence is added to accuracy rating with wands. That's why for me personally, I don't want the 25% less accuracy on the map modifier. So this mastery would not get affected. And then also right here I have the jewel where I have the jewel here, right here. Impossible escape. The passive skills in radius of acrobatics can be allocated. So acrobatics is located right here on this passive skill tree. So I got the multi-shot here, additional projectile, and then split shot right here. Okay. So I just discovered this jewel, the effect of this jewel recently, so I really don't know if this split shot really gives me any more damage. So I think it's probably the one because it's going splitting into triple projectiles on the tornado. That's probably it, but I really don't know. I haven't tried yet. And then I believe all monsters have a regen for themselves from normal to rare. So my mark enemy here, mastery mark enemy cannot regenerate life. So I believe that sometimes even though the rare monster doesn't have the life regen on the modifiers, I think there's really a chance where the regen is still high on some rare monsters without the life regen modifier on themselves. Okay, and then other damages I have power charges, frenzy charge, optimal, or I guess optional, because sometimes you get since you have a headhunter belt, you might get a modifier from rare monster that gives you frenzy charges, and it happens to me like 80% of the time. Rage, where do I get the rage here? I have the rage here on my gloves. So gain 1 rage on attack hit. That's the rage only that I have. Also, as you see, 3 increased damage per 100 intelligence on my gloves. Also adds damage to my build. Excuse me. So let's say I have a 30. See, the damage goes up. And leeching, yes. This two, we don't know how it works. That's active, yes. Consecrated ground, yes. And have you killed recently? So as you see, why do I have this DPS right here? I have a jewel here that has you gain onslaught for 4 seconds on kill while you are affected by haste. Okay, so that's why I have the recently killed here. So it's just the same. And then shock. Okay, unfortunately, returning projectiles, as you see here, deals 66% less damage with hits and elements while returning. So that's probably the cause why I'm only getting like 10% and below shock, but that's the full of it. If you manage to get to defaults 15, you'll have like 518k here. For me, I got up to 60 on my last spell casting, but really didn't work out. So probably 10 right here, the maximum shock for you on the enemy. And Sigil of Power. So if you're going to use it for me for, so that's my whole DPS when I'm really using all of my skills. And also from the damage is also comes from this sniper's mark. Without the sniper's mark, there's no damage at all because the projectile split. You know, this only work for rare monsters, but it's highly effective. So please just follow the stones. Now, as a beginner myself, I found something really hard to get that where do I get these weird things. At first, this was all weird for me. Okay, and also please also this node right here is mandatory because as you see, to increase spell damage per 100 maximum mana up to 40%. So you have like 16% right there boost. Okay, so I'm still playing with this. So again, business improvement. Now going back to the weird stuff, ES Leech rate, this wouldn't be 3k just because of this, right? So I'm going to show you where do I get that stuff. Okay, first is energy shield on the prismatic again. Gain 22 energy shield per hit, enemy hit per enemy hit while active affected by discipline. So I have discipline right here, which I don't have. Okay, I don't have discipline right here. Okay, but this build works. Okay. Okay, so probably change this one. You know, you could definitely change this one. So for myself, I'm only using the onslaught modifier right here. So let's get to the part right here. As you see, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Something works, something not. First is the spell damage right here. Okay, since we are going for spell damage for the kinetic blast, this should work. Okay, now I'm going to show you how. Since kinetic blast is an attack, you can get this node right here, this mastery right here. Gain 4 enemy per life. Okay, and then gain this and that, like that, and you see we have 2k energy shield leech. Now for the mastery, 25% increase maximum total life and mana and energy shield recovery per second for leech. You see, and then we get these two. You know, sometimes you can get this one because full energy shield gives you 24 increase more damage, but for me, more leech for more comfortable survivability. That's why I get this instead. See, we are 3k now. And then 5% increase, which is instant. So you can play around the leech part, but for me, oh, too many passive. What happened? But for me, you can really play around this build, see what you can have, what you can work with. Yeah, I think that's only important part right here. Very at the first time for me it was weird also. How do you get that stuff right there? But that's it. I hope that helps. And also guys, this league on my build actually started as a righteous fire with 20k energy shield, around 20k energy shield. So I don't know if I got at least 10 likes on this video or 5 people really commented they really want to curious about this build on Guardian 20k energy shield, I would be happy to make a video on it. But it will take me time because I forgot how things work. So thank you for watching this video. You guys have a nice day. Have a nice life.